thank you for watching the videos. I want to let everybody know that I'm kind of super geeked out because I did finally make a sale on my eBay store. And so if you haven't already, there's a ton of videos on the channel. Check out, all of them, including the 4-year-old ones where I look a lot different, talking about some very basic selling tips on the internet. And so again, thank you for watching the videos. Let's talk about that stuff. And so, all right, I've been an online reseller, as it would be, for a long time, right? Off and on since 2008. Most recently, with this latest venture, circa 2014, in terms of like my niche or whatever, to sell VHS tapes and sometimes vinyl and CDs. But vinyl has its problems, and let's talk about just the basic fundamentals of how you can be an impactful and successful reseller using any platform. Just some very basic steps. Okay, the first of which is to be responsive, right? So there's nothing worse, and you guys agree with me or not, leave in the comment section below, but it's sort of like response is everything. Just as it is, when like you're corresponding with somebody via text and you might get a little irked because they don't text back right away, even though you know that they can text you back, right? Because you maybe more or less know what that person is doing, and it only just takes a couple of seconds. And so when you post something online, whether it's Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Let Go is now OfferUp, I know, Mercati, or eBay, any one of these, Etsy, Poshmark, there's a ton of them, right? And these are the ones that I can just think of off the top of my head. So it's sort of like, be responsive. If you post something, expect that people are going to message you about buying that item, right? So it's not like a leisurely at your convenience kind of a thing, I'd say, for those motivated to buy your stuff. So as a seller, you got to kind of forget about all of what you want in terms of, the responsiveness. Like, you are posting an item, so it's thereby fair game to say that, you're obviously trying to sell it. And when you're speaking now to a customer base, customers expect different things than sellers. And one of them is a readily made response to whatever that post is. So like, if it's, for example, the other day we sold a barbecue grill, right? And it's really important that as each message comes in, you respond to that person, right? Like in order. I mean, I do things a certain different kind of way, I guess, but nonetheless, that's going to be the biggest difference between you actually selling an item and not. Because again, that customer, which is what it is now that they've hit you up, is going to want, their item. And ideally, that's how you do want to think of it and assume it is as a seller. You want to be like, okay, I'm posting this item. If somebody hits me up in 2 minutes, I got to be ready to, make the appropriate accommodations to be in a place where I can get this done, because I've set in motion, this whole course of events that is now taking place IRL that I'm responsible for, right? And so it's just like anything else. And responsibility, it's like you put something up, people are going to expect you to respond quickly. And I firmly believe in this. The faster you respond to potential buyers, the faster you will sell your stuff, without question. Sounds pretty simple, but again, I've been there. Like back in the day, somebody messages you and you might think to yourself, oh, well, I'll text them back in 10 minutes, 15, by the time that happens, you may or may not remember. Most importantly, that customer may or may not have already forgotten that they even wanted your item to begin with, right? And so responsiveness is key. So just, if you follow that one rule, you should be pretty set. Now, how fast do you want to sell your item? So like, I think of the internet as like the new garage sale. Now, if you're under the age of 25 and you've never been to a yard sale, let me quickly tell you, that like back in the day, people would do what they're doing online in real life, right? You take a bunch of your junk that you consider to be junk, you put it in the garage or the yard, whatever, the back of a trunk, to our UK partners over there, it's like boot sales, right? You put all the stuff in there and you get people to come by, check it out. Now, you're not always going to get what you want for your item, in terms of, you may have paid $100 for this golf bag that you're trying to sell at a yard sale, but you're probably not going to get $100 back for it. Yes, even if it isn't used. Now think about that for a second, because people have their own sort of ideas on what's new or not. I'd argue that it's not new the moment you buy it. Even if it's been sitting there, it still might have storage wear on it or something. It's still definitely maybe new in its technical sense that it hasn't been used, but it is used because, well, you have it, right? It's not like people are buying it from the store, which is the only place, brick and mortar, that can command the kind of retail price that sets the standards for people buying to begin with. And so again, don't be greedy, right? That's the other thing, is that if you're willing to part with your stuff, or you need to sell your stuff, sell it. It does you no good just sort of chilling there, whether it's the garage, a storage, or any other sort of random closet, right? And so I guess be responsive and don't be greedy. Expect what you can get. And furthermore, if you really want to be a good person about how you can incorporate all of these things and build relationships with your customers and your buyers, right, is to price things so low that people get a deal. And oftentimes the people that get these deals are people who actually need them, people who actually don't or can't spend $100 on that brand new golf bag, but can certainly afford $40, and again, you make somebody happy, you're not greedy, and you've responded to them in a way that's kind and just. And I think it's these kinds of behaviors and actions that build to bigger and better success in the future when that time comes around. So there it is.